When the power goes out during a winter storm, most people think they'll be fine for a few hours. But what happens when those hours turn into days or weeks? When the roads are blocked, the phones are dead, and the temperature inside your home starts dropping below freezing? In the next few minutes, you're going to discover the exact items and strategies that could save your life during a prolonged winter emergency. We're not talking about basic flashlights and bottled water. We're diving into the 8 critical categories of survival gear that most people completely overlook. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stockpile, how to use it, and why each item could mean the difference between comfort and crisis. Welcome to Prep Pantry, where we turn disaster preparation into practical action. If you're serious about protecting your family, hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss life-saving content like this. Now, let's get into it. Let's start with something most people don't think about until it's too late: safety. When the power goes out and the temperature drops, people start making desperate decisions. They light fires indoors, run generators in enclosed spaces, and use heating equipment they've never touched before. And that's when the real danger begins. You need a fire extinguisher, not those tiny decorative ones that look like they came from a dollar store. I'm talking about real solid household fire extinguishers. Get at least 1 or 2 from a hardware store like Home Depot or Costco. During a disaster, you become your own first responder. The fire department might not be able to reach you for days or even weeks. When someone accidentally knocks over a candle or a propane heater malfunctions, that fire extinguisher becomes the only thing standing between you and losing everything. But here's what's even more insidious: carbon monoxide poisoning. It's completely silent, invisible, and deadly. More people die from mistakes made after disasters than from the disasters themselves. When you're running a generator, burning materials for heat, or using camping stoves indoors, carbon monoxide can build up without you even knowing it. You need a battery-powered carbon monoxide alarm, one that works even when the power is out. Look for models that can run on both wall power and batteries. This single device could save your entire family. Now let's talk about medical emergencies. You need a basic first aid kit, but here's what most people miss: a high-quality tourniquet. Get a cat tourniquet from North American Rescue. Avoid the cheap knockoffs. They fail when you need them most. When someone suffers severe bleeding and there's no ambulance coming, no hospital open, no 911 to call, a reliable tourniquet can be the difference between life and death. Learn how to use it before you need it. Now that we've covered immediate safety, let's talk about the thing that will actually kill you first in a winter storm: the cold. Hypothermia doesn't wait. It creeps in slowly, and once it takes hold, your body and mind start shutting down. Your first line of defense is a sleeping bag rated for low temperatures. But here's something critical most people don't understand: the temperature rating on a sleeping bag is for survival, not comfort. If your bag says 20 degrees, that doesn't mean you'll be cozy at 20 degrees. It means you'll survive. You need to go lower than you think, and never ever sleep directly on the floor. The ground will suck the heat right out of your body. Use a thick blanket or pad underneath. Here's another mistake. People think wearing all their clothes inside a sleeping bag will keep them warmer. Wrong. Wear only a single breathable base layer. Overdressing actually reduces the bag's effectiveness by compressing the insulation. Wool blankets are your next essential item. They're not cheap, but they'll last for decades. Wool offers natural insulation, wicks away moisture, regulates temperature, and stays warm even when wet. Store enough for everyone in your household. These aren't just for sleeping. You can wrap them around yourself during the day, use them as extra insulation in your shelter, or layer them with your sleeping bag for extreme cold. If you have any way to generate power, and we'll get to that later, electric blankets and heating pads are game changers. They use minimal electricity compared to space heaters, but keep your core and extremities warm. A heated pad under your sleeping bag can make a freezing night bearable. Don't underestimate small heat sources either. Rechargeable electric hand warmers can keep your fingers and toes from going numb. Hot water bottles or bladders are ancient technology that still works perfectly. Fill them with hot water, stuff them inside your sleeping bag or clothing, and they'll keep you warm for hours. If you're using metal bottles, wrap them in a sock first to avoid burning your skin. And here's a tip that might sound silly, but actually works: let your pets sleep with you. Dogs and cats generate body heat, and during extreme cold, having them on your bed helps both you and your furry friends stay warm through the night. But staying warm isn't just about what you sleep in, it's about what you wear. Most people throw on a heavy jacket and think they're done. That's how you end up sweating, getting damp, and then freezing once you stop moving. The key is layering. Start with a synthetic base layer, long johns and a long sleeve shirt. Synthetic materials wick moisture away from your skin. Cotton kills in cold weather because it holds moisture. Your second layer should be insulating, pants and a t-shirt or thin sweater. Your third layer is your outer shell, a fleece jacket and a windbreaker or ski jacket. This system lets you adjust your insulation as needed. Too hot? Remove the middle layer. Getting wet? The outer layer protects you. Your head, hands, and feet are where you lose the most heat. Get a good fleece cap and quality gloves.
For your feet, invest in thick, high-quality socks. Modern sock technology has come incredibly far. New materials are warmer and more durable than anything from even 10 years ago. If you live in an area with brutal winters, consider electrically heated clothing. Battery-powered heated socks, gloves, and vests can keep you functional in temperatures that would otherwise shut you down. You also need proper cold weather boots. If you don't have specialized winter boots, take what you have and prepare them before winter hits. Clean them thoroughly and apply waterproofing treatment. Wet feet in freezing temperatures lead to frostbite faster than almost anything else. Now let's talk about your environment. You can have all the right gear, but if you're trying to heat a drafty house with 15-foot ceilings, you're fighting a losing battle. You need to create a microclimate, a small controlled space that you can actually keep warm. Here's a strategy that works incredibly well. Set up a tent inside your home. It sounds crazy, but it's genius. Pick the warmest room in your house and pitch a tent in it. Now you're only trying to heat a space that's maybe 10 by 10 feet instead of an entire room or house. Your body heat, a small heater, even candles become effective at a space that small. This is especially powerful at night when everyone's sleeping in their sleeping bags inside the tent. You'll also want plastic sheeting and tarps. Painter's drop cloths work perfectly. Use them to seal off drafty windows and doors or to create makeshift walls that divide larger spaces. Duct tape becomes your best friend here. You're essentially building walls within walls, creating barriers that trap heat. Tarps also serve as emergency roof covers if you've got leaks from ice dams or storm damage. Aluminum bubble wrap is one of the most underrated insulation materials. It's that stuff with aluminum foil on one side and bubble wrap on the other. Tape it over your windows with the aluminum facing inward. It creates a reflective vapor barrier that bounces heat back into your space instead of letting it escape through the glass. People use this in apartments, RVs, and vehicles all the time for added insulation. But here's something critical. While you're sealing everything up to trap heat, you must maintain ventilation, especially if you're using any kind of stove or lantern indoors. Proper airflow prevents dangerous carbon monoxide buildup. This is why you have that carbon monoxide alarm we talked about earlier. Keep a window cracked, even just an inch. Yes, you'll lose some heat, but you'll stay alive. To heat and cook in this microclimate, you need fuel and the right equipment. Propane is your most reliable option. Small propane canisters are portable and easy to store. Larger 20-pound tanks can be refilled and used for cooking, heating, or both. Propane stores for decades without degrading, making it perfect for emergency preparedness. Stock up on various sizes so you have flexibility. For heating, portable propane heaters like the Mr. Heater Buddy are popular for good reason. They're efficient, portable, and have built-in oxygen depletion sensors that shut them off if oxygen levels drop too low. But never rely on those sensors alone. Always use them with your carbon monoxide alarm and keep a window cracked for ventilation. These heaters can warm a small space effectively, making your microclimate livable even in sub-zero temperatures. For cooking, camping stoves are excellent, but they must be used outdoors or in well-ventilated areas. Never use them in sealed spaces. If you absolutely must cook indoors with a camping stove, ensure multiple windows are open and you're monitoring for carbon monoxide symptoms: headache, dizziness, nausea, confusion. If anyone shows these signs, get everyone outside immediately. Keep your fire starting simple. Bic lighters and traditional matches are reliable and cheap. Don't waste money on fancy fire starting gadgets. Store lighters and matches throughout your home so you can always find one when you need one. Keep some in your kitchen, some in your bedroom, some in your emergency kit. Communication becomes critical during extended outages. A hand crank emergency radio is essential. These radios let you receive news and weather updates when cell towers are down and internet is gone. Many modern models include solar charging panels, built-in flashlights, and USB ports for charging phones. Even if you can only charge your phone to 10%, that might be enough to send a critical text message when you get a brief signal. All of this equipment needs power, and that's where most people's preparedness falls apart. When the grid goes down, your carefully assembled gear becomes useless if you can't power it. Start simple with batteries. Get a variety of sizes and store them in an organized container. A battery daddy or similar organizer ensures you can quickly find what you need during an outage. Date your batteries when you buy them and rotate your stock. Hand crank devices are your first level of power independence. Hand crank radios and flashlights generate power from your own effort. USB battery banks are the next step up. During normal times, keep them fully charged. A 20,000 milliamp hour battery bank can charge a smartphone several times over. You can recharge these battery banks with hand crank USB generators or small solar panels. Speaking of solar, small solar panels around 28 watts are affordable and highly effective. During daylight hours, set them up to charge your battery banks and devices. Even in winter, even on cloudy days, they'll generate some power. It's not much, but when you have nothing else, it's everything.
Use extension cords and power strips to maximize their reach. You can keep phones charged, run your electric blanket, power LED lanterns, and even run a small fan for ventilation. If you want serious backup power, a gasoline generator is hard to beat. Dual fuel or tri-fuel generators that run on gasoline, propane, or natural gas give you the most flexibility. Propane is better for long-term storage than gasoline, which degrades over time. But here's what nobody tells you. Generators require maintenance. You need to run yours regularly, change the oil, and make sure it's ready when you need it. A generator that hasn't been started in 2 years probably won't start during an emergency. Now let's talk about something people always underestimate: food and water. Everyone thinks they'll be fine with a few bottles of water and some canned soup. That works for 3 days. It doesn't work for 3 weeks. Water storage should be your top priority. Don't assume your taps will keep running during a power outage. Many water systems rely on electric pumps. Store water in stackable 5-gallon containers in a dark, accessible area. Calculate about 1 gallon per person per day for drinking and basic hygiene. For a family of 4, that's 30 gallons for a week. Keep these containers in your microclimate area, or at least bring them there before temperatures drop so they don't freeze solid. Hot beverages become more important than you'd think. Hot cocoa, coffee, or tea provide comfort and extra calories. When your body is working overtime to stay warm, you burn significantly more calories than normal. That warm cup of cocoa isn't just comforting, it's fuel. For food, start with freeze-dried camping meals. They're easy to prepare, requiring only hot water, and they're nutritionally balanced. They're expensive, but they last for decades and take up minimal space. MREs, meals ready to eat, are another option. They're what the military uses, completely self-contained, and some can be heated with chemical heaters. They're not gourmet, but they'll keep you fed. Survival bars are ultra-compact emergency rations, basically compressed calories. They're not meant for long-term eating, but they're excellent backup options. Don't overlook simple canned foods: chili, Spam, soup, canned vegetables. These require no cooking if necessary. You can eat them straight from the can. They're heavy and bulky, but they're reliable and familiar. In a crisis, familiar food provides psychological comfort that shouldn't be dismissed. Hygiene becomes challenging without running water. Stock antimicrobial wet wipes and hand sanitizer. Keeping your hands clean prevents illness, and when medical help isn't available, preventing illness becomes crucial. A stomach bug that would normally be an inconvenience becomes dangerous when you're already stressed, cold, and isolated. Finally, let's talk about light. Humans are psychologically dependent on light. Sitting in complete darkness for hours every night wears on your mental health fast, and poor mental health leads to bad decisions. LED rechargeable lights should be your primary lighting source. USB rechargeable flashlights and lanterns are incredibly powerful and easy to keep charged with the battery banks and solar panels we discussed earlier. LED technology means they sip power instead of guzzling it like old incandescent bulbs. Battery-operated lanterns provide reliable backup lighting. Stock extra batteries and these will serve you well. Keep several around your home, one in each room you might use during an emergency. Solar-powered lanterns combine the best of both worlds. Charge them during the day on a windowsill, use them at night on the windowsill. They're not as bright as plug-in LED lanterns, but they require zero external power source. If you're already using propane for heating and cooking, propane lanterns make perfect sense. They're bright enough to light an entire room and run on the same fuel you're already stocking. The old Coleman-style lanterns are bomb-proof and will last forever with basic maintenance. Here's the thing about preparedness. It's not a one-time checklist you complete and forget. Every year, review your supplies. Check expiration dates, replace batteries, test your equipment, run your generator, try cooking a meal on your camping stove. Spend a night in your tent inside the house setup. Learn what works and what doesn't before you're doing it in a real emergency. Stay connected to your community. Learn from others' experiences. New products and technologies emerge constantly. What was cutting edge 5 years ago might be obsolete now. Keep improving your systems. And above all, keep it simple. Focus on easy to prepare foods, minimize cooking and cleaning, use energy efficiently. The goal isn't to maintain your normal lifestyle during a crisis. The goal is to stay safe, stay warm, stay fed, and stay sane until conditions improve. By organizing your preparedness into these 8 categories: safety, warmth, clothing, shelter, tools, power, food and water, and lighting, you create a comprehensive system. You're not just buying random supplies and hoping for the best. You understand why each item matters and how they all work together. A winter storm with a multi-day or multi-week outage is one of the most dangerous situations you can face. But with the right preparation, it transforms from potential disaster into a manageable challenge. You won't be comfortable, but you'll be safe. Your family will be protected, and when the power finally comes back on and the roads are cleared, you'll emerge knowing you can handle whatever winter throws at you. That's it for today's video. If you found this helpful, smash that like button and subscribe to Prep Pantry for more life-saving preparedness content. Drop a comment below and let me know what winter prep items you're prioritizing this year. Stay safe out there, and remember, the best time to prepare was yesterday. The second best time is right now.